All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video today. Today we're going to talk about why you should not buy a Tesla right now. I mean, I'm bullish on Tesla. I'm actively searching for a Tesla right now, but there's some good reasons why you should wait. And I know a good bulk of you are waiting, so we'll go through the few reasons. And it's funny that this video is actually sponsored by. This video was actually inspired by a viewer that left a comment and basically said it all boils down to 3 P's, which is actually kind of funny. We'll go into it. Well, of course, I'll show the comment and then we'll talk about those 3 P's so that you'll probably want to, chime in and talk about whether you agree with this or you should wait, but some of it I actually do agree because we're kind of in this weird time in limbo right now where there's just a lot of stuff like literally right on the horizon. So what's the difference with waiting just a little bit? So welcome back to the stream. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. We make what, 3 to 4 videos a day now at this point, so definitely subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is where this video was inspired from. Shout out to @CEuser3555. For me, he says, she says, I think it's the 3 P's: parking sensors, passenger lumbar support, and pricing. And so of course I wrote back, I liked it. And then he wrote back, thanks. They make you think or try their best in convincing you that you get more value when you don't. It's benefiting them significantly because of the cheaper production costs while maintaining the same overprice. And so let's jump into this a little bit, right? So of course, parking sensors, that's pretty easy to kind of get into that, but that's really because recently, probably November, December, or even this article is from December, Tesla started to remove ultrasonic sensors from the bumpers of the Tesla vehicles. So literally when you're backing up, there's no more of that beep, 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 beep. And they said that they're going to add that functionality back in with Tesla Vision or something like that, but it has not come back yet. And it's funny, like there's some vehicles that you can take a delivery now with a clean bumper with no sensors on it. But then there's also some vehicles that you still get it, but they're just like turned off or something. It's like a whole mixed bag or anything like that. So the first P is parking sensors, and that certainly makes a lot of sense, like because that can be a sticky point, especially if these vehicles are they're expensive vehicles, and to buy a vehicle $46,000, $56,000, $66,000 and it doesn't have that, I can certainly understand why that could be frustrating in that. The second one is the passenger lumbar support. If I certainly, when I'm driving on the highway, I can certainly feel this Tesla suspension and the seat, is the comfortability of the seat is very important to me because I do drive hours at a time. Sometimes I think my average drive is probably like 45 minutes, especially in the Los Angeles area. So I can see why this could be a big sticking point for, a couple or, 2 people that drive a lot on the road trips, because passenger lumbar support is very crucial for the comfortability of road trips. So that's the second P, passenger lumbar support. And the last P, which is kind of like a weird one, but pricing right now, there's just so much happening on the horizon with the, Tesla China's head of global sales coming into the mix. And Tesla China, I feel like, is very discount heavy and very reactive to market challenges. But then there's also this IRS Treasury mumbo jumbo that came out with basically putting a price cap on the Model Y 5 seat and basically saying it's not an SUV, but the 7 seat is, with an $80,000 price cap. So, the pricing can certainly be adjusted to fit this, or Tesla could be lobbying the IRS and the Treasury to make their vehicles fit this. But at the same time, you do have to remember, like, prices for Teslas have gone way up since couple years ago. So like, just to go back into the history books, the Model 3 standard range, even though right now at $47,000, even with the $7,500 discount or $7,500 tax credit, that brings it down to $39,000. But even before that, like early April or even early January of 2021, a Model 3 standard range was $37,000. So the pricing, there is room to go back. We saw in December, Tesla was able to kind of just, flip the switch or immediately flip a coin and say go from like a $3,750 to a $7,500 discount. And then if we look at the Model Y, it's kind of the same story. Like back in early 2021, the vehicle price of a Model Y long range was $50,000, and now we're at $66,000. So I mean, there's certainly ways to get around the pricing objection, I could say. There's demo inventory, so shout out for waiting for Tesla.com. It's a third-party aggregator site that allows you to search demo vehicles across the country. There's tons of Model Ys right now, but not as many Model 3s. So like right now we can see some Model 3s here. There's demo inventory too, where you can get a slight discount depending on miles or condition or whatever. That could be anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000. And if you are buying a Model 3 rear-wheel drive right now, because this seems like to be the only best deal that a Tesla has, and you're kind of worried about pricing, well, you can actually finance that $7,500 tax credit in a different way. And this is where, actually, I've been shouting out Tenet for a couple of videos now, but definitely check out Tenet. Link down below in the description if you're interested. But Tenet kind of uses EV financing a little bit differently than other companies out there. They actually allow you to finance or refinance a portion, or refinance your vehicle and defer a portion of your vehicle loan, so that, let's say it's $7,500 for that tax credit, or all the way up to 25%, you can defer it all the way to the end of the loan, and which then equals a lower monthly payment at the end of the day. Tenet kind of understands vehicles a little bit differently, especially EV vehicles, and so that's why they can offer this type of really interesting electric vehicle financing. So shout out to Tenet for actually being a sponsor of this video, actually, I guess, as well. And so definitely check out the link below in the description if you're interested. So that's the third P, is pricing, which we can certainly see what might happen in the next few months, or even I think it's really going to be the next few weeks as we get closer to the middle of January or end of January, because Tesla still has to hit their numbers and their sales goals, so they could have some sort of reactionary events in the next few weeks as we get near that. And the last thing that wasn't really on here is Tesla Radar. Tesla Radar, Tesla Vision, all that mumbo jumbo. There's talk of Tesla bringing Tesla Radar back with their Vision in like a new enhanced sort of way, and even maybe announcing it on January 26th. Or January 25th during their earnings call. So that's another reason why it might make sense to just wait a little bit longer until all these things kind of settle out. Those are the three main things. Everything else, like hardware 4.0 or any the new Highland generation Model 3, whatever, I don't think any of those are on the near horizon as much as these three things, or at least the Tesla Vision, Tesla Radar. Pricing might get fluctuating in the next few weeks. So those are the three to four main things that I would say I would wait for if I was in the market to buy a Tesla, unless I was getting some sort of demo discount or something. Unless if it's a lucrative $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000 demo discount plus the $7,500 tax credit, and I use Tenant to refinance it or finance it, that would make sense in my opinion at the end of the day for this. But let me know you guys' thoughts on this. Do you agree, or what are your three P's on this? I guess is it are you buying? It doesn't really feel like anybody's buying a Tesla right now, especially people, unless it's just people buying Model 3 standard ranges. But even then, it's you might as well just wait a couple more weeks just to see kind of what happens and what shakes out, because unless you absolutely need a vehicle today. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. I'm going to make another video tonight. What should we talk about? Model 3 and Model Y price changes? Let's talk about that. All right, guys. See you in a second.